How's it going, everyone? I'm tweeting this stream out as always. I haven't really decided what I'm going to watch today. I figured I'd have chat help me figure it out. Very gloomy. It's not gloomy. It's sunny where I live. But gloomy vibe in my brain. So just wanted to watch some basketball and talk about it. Comes just switch. All right, tweet it out. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? Yo, One Peak, how's it going, guys? Any suggestions on recent prospects or games you'd like me to watch? I'm all ears. I'm gonna tweet this on Blue Sky. You should follow me on Blue Sky if you're on there. I'm not really posting much there. However, I hopefully in the near future Blue Sky will be viable and I can just leave Twitter forever. So I'm gonna come tweet this out for my Blue Sky friends. Kentucky Duke? My fault. No problem, man. I'm just glad you're here. I could do Kentucky Duke. I'm afraid that one's going to get copyrighted because ACC games are usually like the worst. So generally, ACC games will get instantly got. I don't know why. I could try that one, but yeah, I don't know. I think Blue Sky's already got more motion than Threads ever had. Like Threads was always lame to me because it was connected to my Instagram. And like I don't need people in my personal life seeing my fucking basketball takes. Oh, I could do Demean actually. Yeah, I could do his most recent game. That's a good call. I haven't watched his most. I watched the first two games and I haven't watched the Queens one, so I'll put that one on. Good call. I'll change. I will. Yeah, Threads was awful. I had a terror. I barely ever used Threads. And my experience on Threads was nothing but like this place. This is not a real. Like this is not a real. This is not a real thing. I'm curious about a lot of teams. Just actually. Would y'all prefer Demean or Illinois? Because I haven't watched Illinois yet. I haven't had time to watch as much college this year, just because I'm very fortunately doing a lot more NBA work. So I just don't have as much time to watch full games as I'd like to. But Illinois also tempting. Yes, Kasparas and Will. I think I'm gonna watch that game, and maybe we'll do maybe we'll do a Demean one. Jakucionis, Will, Riley. There are so many wings, Francis. You're absolutely correct about that. Igor Demon. It's so easy, so low hanging fruit, but it's good.
Oh yeah.
Illinois. I have not watched. I've clicked through Kasparas and Will Riley's clips, but that's the extent of actually watching these guys. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull up my notes so I can chart this in the background. Jakucionis, Oakland. I also really like Ben Humricious. I honestly don't know how you say his name. I don't know how you say his name, but am I concerned with VJ? A little too early for me to be concerned. I was a little lower on VJ than a lot of people. Like I kind of moved him up late just because I felt like people were correct about the athletic tools being that legit, but I had my worries about his offense. I just thought it really stagnated his last year, and I think that's kind of what we've seen. So like, I'm not so worried insofar as this is kind of what I expected, the early season thing for VJ too. The early season VJ stuff. It's like I'm just pulling up the box score for this game so I can get it in there. But yeah, I would say this kind of Edgecombe start is kind of more in line with what I would have expected. But also, I've only watched the only full game I watched was the first one, which was just horrible, and then I've only seen clips from the other games. So I don't have a super strong thoughts on what those games have been like, but can't say I'm super shocked that his offense has been a bit of a struggle. Like this is what I expected it to look early in his career. And I definitely see VJ's offense as like a project type. Yeah, the half court stuff just definitely isn't there for VJ. And it wasn't in high school or AAU really. So I don't think this is so surprising. Like I just think VJ was kind of talked, at least offensively, as a kind of guy that he's not. Nice pass by Kasparas. Definitely a pass first guy. That is very clear. But yeah, I wasn't so shocked that VJ is struggling in the half court. But I like him. I mean, I think he's still a guy who, like, regardless of his struggles, is worth a high pick. I guess unless it's just like horrible, then maybe you have to pivot. But I don't know. I think he's too athletically gifted for me to be like out because he's struggling in college. If Igor is a 40% shooter all season on good volume, I could see it. I'm definitely still lower than people on Demean, or however you say his name. Oh, great pass by Kasparas. Just because like we had it, like there's been so many stretches for Demean in the past where he's looked really, really great, but only for a couple games. So I'm just less kind of moved by the small sample as some people seem to be. I definitely get it. Like his tape has been really, really impressive, but the competition level has not been great. Definitely stuck on that screen. And the windows are just gigantic. Like he has been impressive. I still like Kylan Boswell, by the way, as a fringy guy. He just like can't really get to the rim and never really could. I still like Boswell as like a second round pick or UDFA at some point. Just like a very sturdy, sound, good decisions, good shooter. I mean, I don't know how he's shooting this year, but has been a good shooter in the past. I like Boswell. I think he's probably not an NBA guard, but like someone who I would consider worth a flyer at some point, just because like he is obviously talented. What do you think about Traore struggling to start this season? Definitely been a mixed bag. I will say his game. I can't remember who it was against. I can look it up. I charted one of his games. Oh, his recent game against Asvel was one of the worst. I think based on my charting score was the worst game that I've charted all cycle for a prospect out of like 250, 260 game. Let's go, Humrich. That's my guy. That's my guy, Ben, my boy. So I'm happy with Traore's willingness to shoot. And I think he's had enough good games this season. Like he has definitely struggled, but I think he's again playing point guard for a good a good French league team as an 18-year-old, and he still can get downhill whenever he wants. So I think he would look a lot better if he was playing in college basketball, which is, not like a crazy take or anything. So I'm more willing to be patient with Traore just because I think his athletic tools are just so legit, and I think the shooting is definitely getting better. Like he's a pretty, relative to French league players, he's a pretty efficient off dribble shooter. I think like his decision making is like pretty raw and inconsistent, but there are definitely moments where you see him make high level passes. So yeah, I'm for the moment holding my Traore stock, but this is a thing where like remember like when Reese's Share shot like 50% from three for 1 month and then like 20% from three for the next couple months. Like these Euro seasons are so long. Like the volume of games the Euro prospects play are closer to NBA players than they are to college players. So there's just going to be so much fluctuation. So for me, I really try to. Oh, great pass by Kasparas. Close that attack. Beautiful, beautiful pass. What was I saying? Yeah, like these Euro samples are so gigantic that overall I'm much more willing to be patient with the sample sizes. Castle owned me. Is he really? 46 true shooting, sub 20 assist rate, 23% from three. Good defense. I feel like Castle has been exactly what I thought he would be in the games I've seen. I haven't watched a ton of the Spurs, so maybe Castle is owning me. But in pretty much all of the Spurs games I've seen, it's looked about how I expected. Like I thought he would be a good player. Like I just still don't think he's the creator that a lot of people think he is. And I don't know if you have any specific games or moments or oh my goodness, Will Riley is such a bucket. Any like games or specific moments that you think show that Castle is like a real point guard or is doing that kind of stuff? If you're stat watching, sure. Okay. Like if you can point me to a game or moments in games where you think he was really like playing point guard and creating in a high level or at least flashing that, like please let me know and I will throw it on my list to watch eventually. Like I'm going to watch eventually. So and obviously I don't give a shit if he actually ends up being a good creator. That would be cool. Last couple Spurs games, some nice self-creation flashes. That's good to hear. That is definitely good to hear. Like I said, I'm always open to changing my opinions on players, but I can only go off what I've seen. Yeah, Riley's touch is absurd. That's kind of the thing that I yeah, I think Riley is like a risk. It's definitely like a risky prospect, but there is probably a floor just given his size and shooting. But he's so frail. Like he really is like Zaire Williams level skinny, or at like as prospects, and we obviously saw. Oh my goodness, Kasparas. Kasparas is such a fucking awesome passer. I also like Kerry Booth, number 0. Okay, Riley. Let's see what he does here. It's not good. Draws a foul, but I still don't love the hesitancy there. Yeah, Riley is a like not great athlete at all. He is a worrisome athlete. I absolutely agree. I think he's like aggressive and like kind of fluid, moving in a straight line, but yeah, he's just not explosive or strong. Kasparas. Bucket? Nope. Who do you think is the higher ceiling, Kasparas or Nolan? Really, really hard question. Probably I'd say Nolan at this point, just because of like how game changing I think his burst can be. But I also think Kasparas has a really high ceiling too because of like the obviously really high level playmaking stuff he does and the shooting potential. Good finish. But yeah, that's a good question. And if you said either one of those guys and like you felt strongly about it, I wouldn't really argue. I don't think I'd totally buy it. Kerry Booth. I'm excited to see how Kerry Booth plays. I do wish Kasparas was a little less passive. Like I would not mind him shooting this, Because I would imagine Big Ten defenses are gonna like play the pass and dare him to shoot, which like in theory shouldn't work because Kasparas is a great shooter and has a long track record of being like a willing, efficient shooter. Okay, Will Riley, there we go. Really like this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like this is what we're banking on with Riley. Right? It's like just having even against like Oakland, I don't think Riley is going to separate much. But like beautiful, like right foot, off foot finish, beautiful floater right there. Like his touch is truly incredible. Yeah, Kasparas is an awesome pocket passer. Absolutely. Super good at that. Kerry Booth having a rough one on defense. Not surprising though. He's very raw. I do like him as a long-term guy though. This backcourt, man, is going to be one of the most fun duos to watch. That's Cash. Oh my god, what the fuck is happening with his legs? Like this looks like what? That looks like it hurts. He's gonna get hurt doing this. I think like I don't really worry about like wonky shooting form for great shooters at low levels, just because these mechanical things for guys with obviously great touch, like LaMelo, Rob Dillingham, generally correctable, but like ow, like that, like it looks painful. It can't be fun to like fall on your knees like that, right? Like there's no way that's a good feeling. So yeah, that's the main. This is great defense by Riley. Just like dipping through the screen, jumping through the admittedly not very good elevator, but good defense. That's a great play. Yeah, I give him credit for that defensive play. Riley's been excellent. Glad to see. Boswell. Definitely curious to see how Boswell fits in on this Illinois team in the long term. Just because like I do see Kasparas and Riley playing themselves into like just like high minute starter roles. They're too good not to, right? You can the talent's very obvious even at this moment. And they also have Gibbs Lawhorn, who I think is talented. I don't know how much he's gonna play. Like Trey White is whatever to me. I don't know. It's like a fine-ish college wing. There's Gibbs Lawhorn. There you go. Yeah, I think the LaMelo form is great, a great learning kind of thing. At least like for me and for anyone, just like touch overall when it comes to the shooters, right? Like these guys who are obviously like really gifted special touch guys, like generally I think worth betting on. Great D by Riley again. Really, his off-ball awareness has been really nice in this game so far. Just like not losing his man. What have I thought about Trey Johnson start in Texas? Seems good. I like Trey Johnson. I mean, I think I still view him the same as like a late lottery-ish type prospect, just because he still cannot get to the rim basically ever. That's not a great shot. Actually, that's a fine shot. It's like weird footwork here. It's like rushing, maybe. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but yeah, I like Trey. I'd say his defense is the most kind of surprising thing to me. I think Johnson's defense has been quite impressive. But offensively, like crazy shot maker, can pass a little bit, just still very worried about his downhill athleticism. But good player. He was really impressive in that in that first Ohio State game. That's one of the only like full games I've actually watched. Yes, Brandon, I absolutely agree with that. I think I made that comp in the Halliburton video. Or not the Halliburton, in the Riley video I did this summer. I might not have though, but yeah, that's the one that I had thought of as like an optimistic. Not even like they're not even like that similar of players at the same stage. Like Riley's way taller, way more dynamic shot maker. Halliburton just has a different level of feel. But like super wiry, weirdo mechanics, touch guys. Like I do think there's some similarities in that as kind of like a blueprint for Riley to hopefully succeed. Good D again. It's gonna foul here, but yeah, just like not really controlling his body well. But Good movement. I mean, again, it's Oakland. This level of competition is not wonderful, but he's moving well in D, I think. Yeah, man, I pray we get fully healthy Halliburton back eventually, but I just like have been so scarred with I swear to God, literally every single star the Pacers have had in my time as a fan since like early 2010s, they've mismanaged some injury horribly. So it's ripped right there. My confidence in the Pacers like actually managing Halliburton's injury in a way that'll like be good long term is very low. I do not believe in them in that regard. I hope I'm wrong, but I very very much remember how the Oladipo thing ends, some Paul George things as well. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm worried about Halliburton. Like, I don't know. He's obviously not right, and it sucks to watch. Good pass. Halliburton did look great in the game that they won against the Knicks, where he and Mathurin both went off. He was looking a lot. Halliburton was looking a lot more bursty than he has in a minute, which was quite encouraging. There we go, Kasparas. Take that pull up three. I don't care if he misses. There we go, Kasparas. Man, this Oakland team is just not the same without Jack Golke. Good D by Kasparas again. Yeah, my whole dad side of the family is based in Indiana, so I grew up watching and cheering for Indiana sports teams. Couple loose handle moments here for Jakucionis. So yeah, I root for Indiana teams, though I don't mind seeing LA teams do well. I don't necessarily care that much, but I like when they win. Trey White, Boswell. There we go. Both Kasparas and Riley, I thought, have been pretty good on defense in this half, which is nice to see. Since that's obviously always it's never a certainty when it comes to freshmen. Is them being what the fuck was that? The floater 3 revolution, man. Oh my goodness. I tried to tweet this. But it didn't let me. Fucking what's his name? I can't. Maybe I'll try to show y'all at some point here. But Traore took a floater 3 in that Asphalt game that he was really bad in, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, you cannot be doing this. Like, absolutely not. If I was his coach, I would have been pissed. Like, no way Nolan Traore is taking these. Oh my goodness. Whew. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What's the plan for the Wemby content? I'll probably do Wemby content at some point. I don't really have an opinion on how I think Igor will do against better competition, but I'm very curious to find out. Jesus Christ. That's like a Luka pass, like the fucking no look whip skip pass all the way across the court. It's ridiculous. Are you talking about that VJ dunk from the Gonzaga game? Or a different one? Because I definitely saw that one. I will say that I have disagreed with a lot of the Spurs picks over the last 4 or 5 years. Like the Vassell pick was great. Riley getting backdoored. Yeah, the Vassell pick was great. I didn't hate the Sohan pick, and I think that's honestly probably fine. Like I wanted them to take Tari at the time, but I didn't like hate the Sohan pick or anything. But like the Wesley, the Branham, Keldon, even like going back to Keldon Johnson, Samanich, like, and even I don't really like how they've used their second round picks. Like, what was I gonna say? I don't love Harrison Ingram pick. I didn't love CD Sissoko. Like and yes, as we know, I have some. Oh, is it lagging? Shit. Let me see if I can figure it out. Yeah, I think a lot of the talent, I think a lot of the talent the Spurs have acquired, like, aren't terrible in a vacuum, but I definitely question like the plan on how they fit together. Like, I don't think the Spurs, yeah, yeah, Primo, yeah, Primo sucks. Wesley sucks. I don't hate the eighth pick trade. I'm pretty much never against trading down, but it does kind of sting because, like, in my opinion, Rob Dillingham was like the perfect Spurs prospect because of, you know, they just needed like a dynamic guard creator and still do so badly. And you have the perfect defensive anchor to cover for, you know, a guy like Rob who's always going to struggle on defense. And his passing is really great. Rob is a great off-ball player. Like, I thought that was a perfect fit, and it kind of stings that he was like right in their grasp and they didn't get it. But I also don't hate the process of trading down. Like, I'm pretty much never anti trade downs. Yeah, we do got to ban the floater three. I'm tired of these. I'm tired of these floater threes, dog. Unless your name is LaMelo Ball, just don't even try it. Like, my boomer take is that I've had enough of the floater threes. Actually, I was watching I don't remember who I was watching, but I was watching, I think, like I was watching a 15U AAU game for some 2027 class prospects. I can't remember who it was, but one of like the top ranked guys in 2027 made a floater three in like a 15U AAU game, and I'm like, what is going on, man? Like, this is not real. This is insane. So the floater three revolution, yeah, man, it's here, I guess. I don't know. I just don't really know how useful it is at this point, but maybe at some point we'll see one of these guys like LaMelo or Trey or Halliburton actually like get really good at it. Um, yeah, Wesley is kind of brutal, unfortunately. I didn't hate the Blake Wesley pick, but he is very much was very much a project and doesn't seem to be getting much better. So yeah, I don't think Wesley is like gonna end up as much. And yeah, like the Spurs obviously, like, you know, don't deserve like credit for the Wemby pick, I don't think. But when we're talking about their like GM, like their job as a front office, I don't think that's fair to, you know, have that as like a huge bonus on their. It's like they lucked into the number one pick in, you know, a prospect with a draft with arguably the best prospect ever. Like, okay, great, good job. But yeah, another great screen navigation possession. Look at Riley. I mean, one trade-off of Riley being so skinny is that he can like get skinny through screens and adjust his body like that. That is one benefit of Will Riley's lack of weight, is that he is a really, another good pass by Kasparas. He is really good at getting through screens, at least in this game he's been, but very, very frail, and that will obviously have to improve in the league. But another great screen navigation possession. Look at that. This is really impressive. Okay, wow. Yeah, 3 screens on the inbounds, forces a tough catch, steps out of bounds. Like, that's really good work, damn. How do I feel about the Pop situation? Obviously very sad, and I hope he gets better. I don't really know. How else are you supposed to feel about it? Like, I don't know. It's sad. I hope he's doing as well as he can. And hope he is prioritizing his quality of life. as much as he's willing himself to, I guess. Oh my goodness, Kasparas. Very much respect Kasparas for trying to block this shot. He's like, there's no way he's getting to that. But I definitely always respect a guy who's willing to go out and try to block a shot they have absolutely absolutely no. Let's see, like, how close did he get to this? That was not close at all. Oh man. That's pretty hilarious. Like I said, I fuck with Kasparas trying to block that. That shows me something. You don't care about making business decisions. Definitely a disappointing, or at least quiet half from my guy, Ben Humricious. I don't know how to say his name, but I liked him at Evansville. Maybe Oakland is just like the worst screening team of all time. Ooh, hedge. Okay, let's see how Kasparas handles this pressure, or like their zoning actually. But they've been zoning all game. There we go. Nope. Oh, he got fouled. Turnover. I don't think that's a particularly notable one though. This 23. I don't know who this guy is. He's playing hard. Who is this guy? Alan Mukeba. I've never heard of him. Yeah, my stream chats are very much talking about Castle a lot, which I'm fine with. Castle's an interesting prospect, but I feel like I feel like Castle is very polarizing in here. I don't really know why. Yeah, I just don't know how, like, all the questionable shooting wings and like they just don't really have guys who can create to me. Like, maybe if what like I will say Sohan was playing quite well before his injury. But even then I thought it was a lot of just like good tough shot making, which like is a viable way to live, especially if you're as tall as Sohan. But I don't know. I'm definitely intrigued, and like, ooh, great pass by Riley. This has been an awesome Riley game. Awesome Will Riley game. I don't know. It's just like I think Wemby is going to be so good that like it's probably going to be fine regardless. But hey, that's what I thought about Zion with the Pelicans. And that very much hasn't been the case. I mean, to be fair, Zion's been just like screwed by injuries his entire career. And Wemby's going to be better than Zion. But there we go, Ben. Good block. That's my guy. It's just I need my namesake to start playing better. Yeah, looks like Kasparas just playing a little sped up there. It's all right. He's a freshman. Probably so wild being like a Lithuanian kid going to some big American Midwestern university. It's like, I'm sure that culture shock is crazy. Especially for someone who like didn't like someone like Kasparas who didn't go to high school in the US. Yeah, there's something fucked up with the New Orleans. I don't even know what it is. I feel like at this point, with the New Orleans injury stuff, it's like so bad that it's like the more of these ridiculous injuries the Pelicans have, the harder it is to believe it's a coincidence. Right? Like, it probably, I don't know. Like, I'm not like blank. Like, I don't know though. Like, It's crazy how many of their guys get injured. It's like, are they not training? Are they doing something weird in practice? Like, is there like nutrition or facilities fucked? Like, I have no idea, but it certainly does seem like something is going on there. But I don't know. It's really strange. Really, really strange. Tomislav Ivic is pretty solid. Let's get Riley the ball. More Ivic. Good college big. Another good Riley screen nav possession. How many good? That's got to be like 5 or Sharif Cooper coming. God damn, that would be yes, please. I mean, they have Brandon Boston. Why not just reunite that? Just like reunite that that like 2019 AOT backcourt with Sharif and Brandon Boston. I love that idea. That's brilliant. Ate the train. Jesus Christ, guys. Fun. Yeah, I like. Thoughts on Asen Newell? Was pretty good in that first game. I haven't seen his other games. I watched the first game, but I think he's interesting. One of the many prospects who, or like one of the many incoming freshmen that I thought like could be a good one and done, but also wouldn't shock me if they weren't a one and done. Looks like Asa will probably be a one and done. I'm definitely skeptical a little bit of like what he does on offense if the shot isn't that great, but his defense is really impressive. And like, is he a 4? Is he a 5? Insane screen defense game by Will Riley. Insane. But yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by Newell. And I also just really like that. Yeah, Kasparas is tall as hell. He's very large guy. Ooh, I'm very curious to see how he does in the middle of this zone. Good play here. What is it? I really like that Georgia team. Obviously Newell, but I really like Blue Kane and Silas Demery. Another one. Jesus Christ. Okay, this time Riley kind of gets stuck, right? But really good recovery. Just like sprinting back. Like he is having a really good defensive game, man. Another one. Literally every single time. This is crazy. He is just destroying all of these off-ball actions. Kasparas kind of gets got there, but this is genuinely extremely impressive. And he got his hand on that ball too. Like, really impressive game. Derek Queen high, we go in first round. Do I think it's mandatory for the Spurs to pick up point guard? I mean, I wouldn't say mandatory. I wouldn't like. I would never advise a team to like horribly reach over someone like really great. Just because of like theoretical fit, but I definitely think they could use one. Like I don't know, Chris Paul ain't gonna be around for a long time. Just like just shooters. Like they so badly need shooters. And I'm also definitely looking at like long-term big man compliments to Wemby. Like whether it's a 4 to play next to him or like just depth guys that'll complement him. I think that's going to be something important to get. Riley getting downhill here. Good spin. Yeah, he's going to take a shitload of floaters this year. He'll be around for a long time. Famous last words. Fair enough. I think Hunter Dickinson makes a roster. Probably not. I would doubt it. Like, I think he's worse than like Luka Garza and Drew Timmy types. Like, I think he's not as good as, or like even like even like I don't think he's as good of a NBA prospect as Udoka Azubuike. Who none of these guys are good NBA prospects, to be clear. But I would not bet on Hunter making a roster. Who knows though? He just seems like obviously destined to be a sick Euro big, which is like not a bad outcome, right? That's a good life to live. Very much running out of words for this Will Riley defensive performance. Can't say I expected this. And yeah, like they're not setting great screens or anything, but yeah, can't say I expected him to look like this. Good drive. We are so Will Riley pilled. He's nearly 40. This fuckery won't go for us. No, I wouldn't skip over a guy like Ace. Probably not. I think Ace, assuming you can convince Ace to play off the ball, would be a great fit. Just because they need a big, like a big shooting wing would be great for them. Oof. Good digger. Like this is a crazy defensive game. There we go, Ben. There we go. All of my guys are hooping right now. Love to see it. Kasparas is really the extra pass goat, man. That's all he does. Hunter Dickinson pushing 30. Go be a family man. Yeah. Cormac Ryan thing is ridiculous. That's like the Cormac Ryan situation is something me and my friends reference often. It's just that funny to me. See, Kasparas' screen navigation not nearly as good. Like, look at the difference when they run Kasparas' guy off of screens. Like, this is what I'd expect most freshmen to look like, having to chase around screens. Like that's what I would have expected it to look like for Riley too. But great pass again. He's such a good transition early offense passer. That's good. There we go. That's much better. This is a good flash. Really good job getting tight there. Yeah. I've very much enjoyed this game so far. Let's go Kasparas. Look at Kasparas just playing like the power forward spot in a 2-3. That's hilarious. Love that. Yeah, dude, Will Riley is killing on defense in this game. Obviously, Oakland. It's Oakland. We got to say, hey, Oakland made the tournament last year. Oakland beat Kentucky in the tournament last year. Obviously, it was a different Oakland team, but like, this is a pretty good mid-major program, even though it is a mid-major. Like, I'm, again, like a mid-low major team, so I'm not going to get overly excited about what Will Riley is doing against them, because it's like Big Ten athletes going to hit different, but still good to see. Would prefer this to him not doing that, right? Like, there we go, Kasparas. Good screen out there. This 23 guy who I complimented earlier does not set screens ever. That's also helping them, is that this guy just doesn't set screens. Any chance Kasparas is not a one and done? Would be pretty stunned if he wasn't a one and done. I mean, I think Kasparas is much more like physically ready than like his teammate Will Riley, who I think is going to be a one and done. I think he's more physically ready than like Boogie Flan. Point being, I think a lot of like young point guards are physically underdeveloped and get drafted high anyway. So no, I don't think that they're gonna. I would be pretty surprised if he didn't enter who knows? I mean, maybe he just has like a really bad year, but I would be surprised if Kasparas didn't enter this year. I mean, at least like just purely based off of what he's done in his first couple games, I think he's worth like a first round top 20 pick, and that's not even considering the priors of how dominant he's been at the Euro youth competition. So, but who knows? Sometimes the NBA makes decisions that I don't agree with. Opinion on Coach Cal, goated recruiter. Do not like watching his teams play basketball generally, but definitely for Kentucky watchability, Mark Pope is going to be a huge add. It is still kind of crazy to me that Cal is not coaching Kentucky anymore. Like that's just like wild. I don't know. Not that it's like undeserved or anything, but it's just still strange to see. Like I was at a couple like high school events where Cal was like wearing his Arkansas polos this summer, and I'm like, that's not right. Like something here is amiss. Like that is not correct. That doesn't feel right. It is strange. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Maybe because Kasparas wants to get a degree. Who knows? Do you think Proctor? Probably just. I would guess Proctor is going to be a guy who stays as long as he can, just because I don't really think he's an NBA player, and it doesn't really seem like the league thinks he's an NBA player either, based on the kind of buzz he's received the last couple cycles. And I don't know. I would be pretty surprised if he entered the draft this year. I mean, like I'm sure he'll test the waters, assuming his season goes like reasonably well. I'm sure he'll test the waters like most guys do, but I would assume Proctor, especially with NIL and such, is going to be a 4 or 5 year college guy, which is fine though. Like that's not a problem. Yeah, very. This has been a very mixed bag Kasparas game. Very good Riley game. Good pass. I mean, just like Kasparas just makes the the right passing decision every time, which is like hard to quantify, but just a very valuable thing, I think. Aaron Brooks, Skylar Mace. Yeah, Pope is a way better coach than Scheyer. Absolutely. I don't think Scheyer is a particularly good coach. And again, like it's Duke, so like they'll just kind of have whoever, like they can recruit or whatever, but I don't know. When you see so many of like these winning programs, like, obviously UConn, Alabama, Kentucky now, like I don't know, even like a Houston hiring these like kind of modern coaches, whether that's in their offensive schemes or like Kelvin Sampson as a defensive guy. It's like it feels like a lot of these college teams are modernizing when it comes to their Jesus Christ comes to their philosophies and their schemes, and a lot of the blue bloods just like are not gonna kind of do that. But dude, look at this. Jesus Christ, this guy's a crazy athlete. Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like Illinois should be up way more. They've missed a lot of wide open threes in this game. Like this game feels much less close than the score suggests. This was a really good test though for Kasparas and Riley against like this floppy style offense where they just like opposing guards have to move a lot on defense. which is, not something that every team does. So at least not to the extent that like Oakland does, or obviously, but Boswell has done nothing in this game too. Can we get Will Riley back in the game, please? Basically garbage time. Why are we not? Oh, there we go. Okay, I was gonna say basically garbage time. Why are we not playing our 18-year-olds? Yeah, this guy's a tank. 23. Jeez. Bottoms. There's Boswell after I just said he hasn't done shit this game, which he hasn't, to be fair, but good D. Also hate that. I mean, like, it's a bad college team. They're gonna play zone, but still is annoying. Oh my god! Jesus Christ, Kasparas. Oh my lord. Kasparas has made, I think that's the second one of these. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, Aaron Brooks did have one really high. Henry, that would be cool. Jesus Christ. This is the second play. It was that skip pass earlier where Kasparas just like, oh my god. This is disgusting. Jesus Christ. Disgusting pass right there. Oh my god. I love Kasparas, man. Shoot it. Good pull. Okay, I'm assuming this game's gonna be over, but oh my goodness, that was sick. That last pass was ridiculous. Okay, I'm actually before we end the stream, I'm gonna go find that Traore floater 3 that I referenced. It's hilarious. And I'm gonna show it to you guys because I laughed my ass off when he did that. 3-pointers attempted. It was the Asfel game. Yeah. Was it one? Yeah, it was. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. This is hilarious. Boswell's generally a pretty solid shooter, and I think he's a good decision maker overall. I don't know, he's just like a fine combo guard. I definitely agree that Kasparas is a better passer than Igor, based on all of the information we have at this point. Okay, this is the Traore floater 3. Like, what are you doing, my guy? There's 8 seconds on the shot clock. What are you doing? Why did he think this was a good idea?
Bel écart là-dessus. Nolan Traoré. Sur une
So funny. Would I take Common Maluash top 5? Probably not at the moment, but will depend a lot on kind of what he does the rest of the year, I'd say. Just because he has like so little actual basketball experience, like he just hasn't played a lot of basketball compared to most of these other guys. He was pretty intriguing to me I thought against Kentucky was definitely one of the better games I've seen him play, which I was for sure encouraged by. So I am excited about Malawash. Probably would not take him in the top 10 today, or the top 5 today. Top 10 is probably reasonable. I don't know though. He's one of the most TBD. I mean, like we talked about how Demean is very TBD to me. But Malawash is like the most TBD guy to me in this class. Like I could see myself ending up with him really high. I could also see myself ending up with him like really low. It's kind of a mystery to me. But there's Majestic. Thank you. I just shower. I can't lie. I just like shower and wash my hair. Yeah, Traore could have tried a 3. Anyways, any last questions? Or if not, I'm going to end the stream off. I'm just gonna clip these Kasparas passes in the background while I wait for a second. I gotta find that other Kasparas pass to what was it? It was the one he had, the skip pass he had earlier to the corner. I don't remember exactly when it was. I know it was in the, I believe it was a Trey White 3 that ended up resulting in the play. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Because I know it was a hockey assist. He didn't end up getting credited for the assist. I mean, it wasn't an assist on that play, but yeah, only 4 points for Kasparas on 3 shots, but still a really impressive game nonetheless for him. I would very much, Jesus, dude, he has 23 assists in 3 games. What's his assist rate right now? It must be stupid. Yeah, he has a 40 assist rate. Jesus Christ. I would imagine that goes down. Yeah, I think Demean maybe, but like I'm too scarred. But I don't know. Just because I'm worried about the athletic translation, and I think that, and the shooting. If the shooting is legit, I agree he has a floor, but I don't know if he's shooting like that yet. Okay, let me find this Trey White 3, and then I'll end the stream after I clip this and tweet it, because I was like, oh my lord, Kasparas. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna tweet this after, but ridiculous Kasparas passing game. But yeah, very, very curious. I would say like Demean and Malawash are the 2 who I'm most fascinated by against like real comp. I guess Malawash we're already seeing against real comp, but okay, I will tweet these eventually, but Mormons. Just very, I don't know, very, I mean, not everyone who goes to BYU is like a religious Mormon, but there's probably certain like codes they have to follow. I don't know. I'm not Mormon. I don't know many Mormons. But anyways, I'm not talking about Mormons. Thanks everyone for hopping on the stream. We'll definitely be doing this more often, and have a nice day.